Hello, everyone. Today's lesson is grade 4, module 5, lesson 25. Now, I have good news for everybody. Today's lesson is short and quick. We're actually going to jump right into the problem set. Little heads up as to what this lesson is going to be. So yesterday, we took improper fractions and we turned them into mixed numbers. Today, we're just going to do the opposite. We're going to take those mixed numbers and we're going to turn those into improper fractions. So let's get right to it. So number one is done for us. Again, we're on lesson 25 problem set. Problem A is done for us. It says take 3 1/4, and we want to convert that into an improper fraction. So the first thing we have to realize is that we see a 4 as the denominator. We're probably going to be using fourths, right? It's going to make the most sense. That's going to be our common denominator. So what this problem is doing, now again, I'm going to be awfully nice to everybody. We're not going to really talk about the number line here. All it's telling you to do is break apart that 3 1/4 to 3 1/4. Now we have to convert that whole number to a fraction. So just like yesterday, we count by those fourths. Now what the number line is showing you, actually I probably should erase that, I suppose. What the number line is showing you is that when you go all the way up to 3 whole, that's going to be 12/4. If it helps you to think about, if you had 1 whole, that would be 4/4. 2 whole, that would be 8/4, and 3 whole, that would be 12/4. Again, we're just counting by fours. So 3 whole would be 12/4, and then again, we don't forget our other part, our 1/4. And then we simply add those together. We add our 12/4 plus our 1/4, and we got 13/4. So again, today's lesson, pretty short, pretty simple. That's all we're going to be doing today. So let's look at B. So I have 2 4/5. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break apart my two parts. I have 2 plus 4/5. Now I have to figure out how many fifths that 2 is equal to. Now again, we know we're talking about fifths because we want to have that common denominator. Again, same things you've heard me say all year long, boys and girls. When you're adding and subtracting these fractions, you have to have a common denominator. So we're going to turn that 2 whole into fifths. So I have to think to myself, if I wanted to envision a number line, I could do that in my head. How many fifths is 2 whole going to be? So again, if you become more fluent with fractions, if you think about it, 5/5 is 1 whole. Another 5/5 is going to give me 2 whole. So that's going to give me 10/5. Now I just add my last other part. So I have 10/5 plus 4/5. And I should get an answer of 14/5. Using this strategy, I want you to go ahead and try C, D, and E on your own. So go ahead and pause your video and go ahead. All right, hopefully everybody had a chance to complete those problems. Let's go ahead and take a look. So let's look at problem C. So again, I took 3 5/8 and just broke it apart to 3 5/8. Then I had to figure out how many eighths 3 whole was. So again, actually, boys and girls, really the most difficult part of this lesson, again, is knowing your math facts. If you could count 8 times 3 right away, you'd get 24. If you had to repeated addition and do 8 plus 8 plus 8, again, you have 24/8 plus 5/8, and that should have given you 29/8. Moving on to D, broke it apart to 4 4/10. 4 whole, when talking about tenths, is 40/10 plus 4/10, and I got 44/10. And problem E, broke it apart to 4 7/9. Talking about ninths, 4 times 9 would give me 36/9 plus my 7/9, and I got 43/9. So again, this lesson kind of piggybacks off of yesterday's. I think most of us are starting to get an understanding of this. So here's what I want you to do today. Now, if you notice on the back of lesson 25 problem set, the number sentence that it's asking you to do, instead of just going to the addition, it's showing you how we got to that whole number turned into a fraction. So if you look at problem A, it says 3 3/4. So basically your head said 3 times 4/4, that 3 times 1 there. So we should know that that's equal to 12/4. I don't want you to concern yourself with doing the multiplication number sentence. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to do the rest of this sheet, problems A through D, and then question 3, just using the strategy that we just used. I think it's the most efficient, probably the easiest strategy. And then we're going to do something a little different today. So friends, in my class, when you're done with this sheet, if you can, have a parent or yourself send me a picture on Dojo if you can, if you'd like to be checked and to see how your work was. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today.